Righto guys, so I thought I'd give you a quick rundown on our site and our setup. So what we've got is we've got a 2021 MDC AUS RV LX Double fold camper trailer. This is maiden voyage, as I was saying before. So we're still learning as we went. Yes, I threw my toys out of the cot last night, trying to get it all set up. But we got there eventually. A few little hiccups this morning. I couldn't get the water working, trying to figure out why in the dark. Couldn't get the gas working, but this morning with a little bit of light and had a bit of time to think about it and got it all working. So come on in, I'll show you around. So we'll start at the front here. So basically we just got a bit of storage up the front. So plenty of storage in here. I'm actually quite impressed with the amount of storage. Not a lot in here just yet. Have a quick look inside there. So there's lots of storage in here. So you've got one of them on each side, and then in this one here, we've got our gas. Obviously at the moment there's only one gas bottle in there because I took the other one out, is over there on the Weber. So 9 kilo gas bottles in there. I do have the insert so we can put the 4.5 litre ones in there. Just for anyone that might be looking at doing it, your swap and goes, they're actually only 8.5 litre, or kilo, sorry. So 8.5 kilo won't fit. The diameter is just a little bit too small and they won't actually fit in the brackets on a lot of these. So you have to go the 9 kilo or the 4.5. Righto, on the front, just got the standard MDC tow hitch. I connected up additional stuff for the solar. I'll go through all that stuff a little bit more in detail later on. So I did fit a DC charger. These only come standard with an AC DC charger. I put the DC in so we can run solar. We've got the standard cables, 7-pin, and the standard one goes straight to our battery. So again, this was just going straight to the batteries, but with the Ranger, it runs a smart alternator, so I couldn't actually do that one. That's why this now, I change everything around inside to run, so this runs straight to a DC charger because of the smart alternator it gets confused and it just won't charge them. DO35 hitch, quite popular, quite common these days. A really good bit of gear. That's breakaway brakes, electric breakaway brakes. That's pretty much standard on that. Come around this side. So still pretty standard. So you just got your racks, your roof rack. I fitted these. These are just for our poles basically. So I bought everything out last night. We've got all of our NX, we've got all the poles, we've got heaps of stuff, we've got way too much stuff. I just wanted to get it up, have a look at it, see what we're actually going to use. I've been sort of looking at what a lot of other people are using, and probably about 95% of people never put up all their NX. They only use pretty much what we've got up now. So it's still, you know, we'll still play by ear, but obviously the less stuff we've got to bring, the better. Give a quick rundown on our storage. One thing I have found is this has got a lot of storage. I'm really impressed with it. So in here, this is where I normally put the porta potty and the Weber and solar panels, all that sort of stuff going there. They're normally standard. This is where your poles go. They all slide into there. So I wanted that as storage. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get hold of a cabinet maker and I'm going to actually get him to make me a drawer system so I can pull the drawers right out. I'll get one on each side. Standard on MDCs, or your light sensors. So as soon as it's, once it gets dark and you open the door, the lights come on automatically. Really, really good thing. Truma hot water, like gas hot water. Took a little bit to get working this morning. Couldn't figure out why. I had a red light coming on the switch. So had a little bit of the old Google and eventually figured out it must have been like a dodgy connection in there somewhere. Went in there, pulled a few plugs, put them back in, just played with it basically. It's come good. Front water tank, fill point. That one there, that's obviously that's our, if we've got powered site, and that is also, so the trailer is hardwired for 240 volt, and it's also straight to the AC/DC charger. Rear water tank fill point. This one here is just to get access, nothing major. Could probably put a little bit of storage in there, but that's mainly access to get in the back of the kitchen. This one here, that's just an attachment. So if you're in a caravan park and you've got access to like town water, I can plumb straight onto that and it will go straight into the water system. So then I don't have to use what's in my tanks. Around the back, got our dual spare tyres, a little bit of mess underneath there at the moment. That's all the annex bits and pieces. I'm going to play with that more later on today. Up under here, you might be able to see, it's coming here. So that's our shower in there. Unfortunately, standard, it's pretty dodgy, but standard only comes out to there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to catch up with a plumber or someone like that, and I'll actually get a proper hose, another hose made with these fittings or something that I can plumb in, and it'll give me like a 3 meter hose, make it actually usable. Come around this way. So this is just our ensuite that I've put up. Now these do actually come with another ensuite that's all connected, but just last night I knew how to put this one up, so I threw that one on. Later on today I'll have a bit more of a mess around with the ensuite that comes with it. This is just one that we've had for quite a few years. It's a double room, so one side you can use as a shower, one side as a toilet. Come around here. This is pretty much the NX setup. Pretty much similar to all the rest of them. Come on in, I'll give you a really quick rundown. That's going to be our shower eventually, once I get it all set up with the extra hoses. This little portaloo just comes in really handy, for obvious reasons. Weber. This is our pull-out kitchen. Worked really, really well last night, or this morning. Obviously last night it didn't because I couldn't get the gas working. Just a tip, when you're setting up a camper for the first time, just remember you've got to purge all the lines of oxygen. So what I was doing wrong last night, I didn't wait long enough. It actually took about probably close to a minute to come through. I turned on all the gas here after I turned the bottles on, still no gas, started tearing my hair out, and then had a bit of a think about it. And then this morning, I just held this down for about a minute, purged all the air, and she was good. So we've got running water. Come around here. So these ones give you hot and cold water in here. It's a good thing. It's not a bad setup actually. Obviously for all your utensils, stuff like that. Just more knickknacks in there. This one here is basically just to get access to your drain, your gas lines, all that sort of stuff. Gas line comes straight on this bayonet fitting down here. Just a couple of power outlets, so just a standard 12 volt. Your USBs. That's our main control panel for all of our power. Now standard, these only give you amperage out. They don't actually give you what's going in, so I can't see what the charge rate on the charger is. But it does give us battery percentage. Unfortunately, it's a little bit dodgy overcast today, so I'm hoping we get enough charge out of it to run it again tonight. We just need a bit more sun. 2 water tanks. The rear one is 120 litres, front one's 80 litres. Obviously it's got the stereo, so it works quite well. What else we got? Power out. So when we're on 240 only, this one runs off 240. So if we're in the caravan park or whatever, we can just plug an extension cord or power cord straight into that, but that's only if we're on town power. This side. So in here we've got storage in this one. Open him up, more storage in here. And more storage in here, plus a little bit of a table. More storage in here. This runs right through. So like I was saying before, I'm going to get a set of drawers to actually come out so we can actually utilize that storage. So there is quite a bit of storage as far as camper trailers go. It's quite good. This one's just our fridge. So I went for the what's this one? The 90 litre Kings, 95 litre Kings, I think it is. So far so good. Quite impressed with how it works. It does draw a little bit, unfortunately. Cycling, it's up around probably about a bit over 5, close to 6 amps when it's cycling, which is a bit much, but it doesn't cycle very often considering it's a dual zone. So I'm pretty happy with that. All right, that's pretty much it for the outside. Oh, just one other thing. It does run independent suspension. It's just got the X-Trax standard. It's just at the moment it's all standard MDC stuff, but down the track I might look at upgrading those shocks and springs. Come on inside. Worst thing about camping in grass. Get covered in grass, leaves, all sorts of stuff. All right, come on in. So this is us. Got a double bed here. Well, this is more like a king almost. Then you've got the queen size over that side. So that's Tali's end up there. There's not a real lot to tell you about in here. There is a bit of storage. Got a couple of little just traveling fans. As you can see, that one over there is all set up. That comes right up. It stands up about 5 foot tall. They're rechargeable, so I've got them like that, so that way we can recharge them during the day using solar. And then they're supposed to be good for up to about 6 or 7 hours running at full speed. They do put out quite a bit for what they are. I just got them from Anaconda. They were really good. So far, so good. Yeah, I was looking for the charging of a daytime, so then that way we don't have to worry about sucking power of a nighttime. Our Siroccos and that sort of stuff are great, but I was just concerned about running a Sirocco all night and drawing that little bit of power during the night. Storage, I'll give you a bit of a run through on the electrical side of it a little bit more later on. That's all underneath the seats here, but basically they come standard with a 1000 watt modified sine wave inverter. I changed that over to a 2000 watt pure sine wave inverter. I also added the DC-DC charger, 25 amp. I've forgotten the name of the brand now, that's really bad. It's just the J-Car one. It's got twin 105 amp hour AGM batteries at the moment. That's what come with it. Eventually I will be looking at, I want to change them to lithium, but just not yet. There's no need to change them over just yet. We'll give them 12 months until they're just about dead. And then I'll chuck some lithiums in. But at the moment, the price of lithium, I can't justify throwing away perfectly good batteries just yet. I've just added some sockets down here. There's our remote for the inverter. You might be able to see all that down here. So I've plumbed all our remote for the inverter, an extra power socket down here. That's our power and everything else down there for the Truma gas hot water. Basically, there is still quite a bit of storage. Plenty of drawers. Under here, we've got some more drawers. They will come out. Haven't really got a lot in here just yet. Like I said, maiden voyage, so we're still learning. Under here, there is actually a TV. That all folds out, but we're camping, so TV is the last thing on our mind at the moment. Obviously, we're still learning. We're still figuring it all out as we go along. But so far, so good. Yeah, any questions or any tips, any ideas that you can, you might have learnt along the way. You might be able to give some ideas, especially like, for the shower. Oh, the big one, Jess was just saying the real big one is the mattress. First night on the mattress last night, and may as well have gone and slept on the ground. She's pretty rock hard. I have been doing a lot of research on all the Facebook pages. They're all saying the eggshells and the mattress toppers and all that sort of stuff. Yeah, it was still pretty hard. So if anyone's got any suggestions, please let us know what you did. You know, if you got it custom made, who made it for you. Just give us a rough idea on cost and all that sort of stuff. We've got a few ideas, but if someone's already done it and they've figured out how it works, that'll be even better. I think that's about it for this one. We'll go for a bit of a wander around later on and yeah, show you a bit more. Cool.